A palace is a grand residence, especially a royal residence or the home of a head of state or some other high-ranking dignitary, such as a bishop or archbishop. The word itself is derived from the Latin name Palatium, for Palatine Hill, the hill which housed the imperial residences in Rome. In many parts of Europe, the term is also applied to ambitious private mansions of the aristocracy. Many historic palaces are now put to other uses such as parliaments, museums, hotels or office buildings. The word is also sometimes used to describe a lavishly ornate building used for public entertainment or exhibitions. Etymology. The word palace comes from Old French palais, from Latin palatium, the name of one of the 7 hills of Rome. The original palaces on the Palatine Hill were the seat of the imperial power, while the Capitol on the Capitoline Hill was the religious nucleus of Rome. Long after the city grew to the 7 hills, the Palatine remained a desirable residential area. Emperor Caesar Augustus lived there in a purposely modest house only set apart from his neighbors by the 2 laurel trees planted to flank the front door as a sign of triumph granted by the Senate. His descendants, especially Nero, with his golden house, enlarged the house and grounds over and over until it took up the hilltop. The word palatium came to mean the residence of the emperor rather than the neighborhood on top of the hill. Palace, meaning government, can be recognized in a remark of Paul the Deacon, writing c. AD 790 and describing events of the 660s. When Grimoald set out for Beneventum, he entrusted his palace to Lupus. At the same time, Charlemagne was consciously reviving the Roman expression in his palace at Aachen, of which only his chapel remains. In the 9th century, the palace indicated the housing of the government too, and the constantly traveling Charlemagne built 14. In the early Middle Ages, the palace was usually that part of an imperial palace that housed the Great Hall, where affairs of state were conducted. It continued to be used as the seat of government in some German cities. In the Holy Roman Empire, the powerful independent electors came to be housed in palaces. This has been used as evidence that power was widely distributed in the empire, as in more centralized monarchies. Only the monarch's residence would be a palace. In modern times, the term has been applied by archaeologists and historians to large structures that housed combined ruler, court and bureaucracy in palace cultures. In informal usage, a palace can be extended to a grand residence of any kind.